A girl named Madison noticed something unusual during her history class. She took an excuse to go to the bathroom where her teacher asked her to drop her phone on his desk before going. Suddenly, she ran out of the class, which left everyone confused. At the end of school that day, in the principal's office, her mother, Ellen, came to apologize, saying that Maddie hasn't been the same after her father died 2 years ago, causing her to undergo some stress. As Ellen apologizes to the principal, Maddie had a flashback of her father, David, before passing away, where we see David and Maddie having a conversation. On getting home that day, Maddie got to her room to start reading some messages from her grandma. As she tries to talk to her grandma about how she was feeling, she got a message from a group chat, which was a picture mocking her for running out of class, sent by a group of girls who always mock her in class. This caused Maddie to go to bed with tears. At the middle of the night, a message popped up on her screen, which was a message from an unknown person who claimed to know her well but described himself as a ghost. As Maddie went on to ask a few more questions about his identity, the unknown messenger disappeared. The next day, on her way to class, she sees one of the girls who always mock her with her boyfriend but doesn't pay much attention to it. During her class that day, she notices a mood swing among the girls who always mock her, which later showed that they found out that they had been hanging out with each other's boyfriends. This led to an intense fight which broke out among the girls. However, as Maddie got back home that day, it was shown that it was the unknown person from last night was the one who posted a picture of the girls revealing their secrets. At this point, Madison was joyed to see those who pick on her get picked on to this extent. As she continued to talk to the unknown man who avenged her that day, Maddie's mom, Ellen, came in to see Maddie chatting with a stranger on the internet. She warned Maddie not to talk to a stranger on the internet as it's of no use and dangerous. As Ellen asked the unknown person what he wanted, the unknown man left a message before disappearing, which was a message Ellen recognized. Revealing it was her late husband, David. She ran straight to her room, and she called Dr. Peter Waxman, who was in charge of her husband at the hospital before he died, accusing him of making use of her husband for research called uploaded intelligence. It was later shown that David Kim, her husband, decided to get his brain uploaded to the cloud as experiment for a company where Dr. Waxman worked, as he was already dying of cancer. Little Maddie was at the door listening to every single conversation her mom had with Dr. Peter Waxman. The scene then switches to the company called Logarithm reporting a data breach. Logarithm, a company which invests in pure research and Moonshot Project, which was uploaded intelligence, UI, a process of uploading someone's mind into a computer so that someone can live in a machine, free from diseases, decay, and death. This company was currently run by a man called Pope, where it was shown that David was one of their research project going on. This brings us to another sense where we are introduced to a young lady, Renee, who worked for the company, Logarithm, to raise an incredibly smart kid, Caspian, as one of their other project named Project Caspian. This then brings us to the guy named Caspian in class. He is known to be the smartest kid in the school, who has a girlfriend called Hannah. At the end of the day, he gets back to his desk reading news about Logarithm and uploaded intelligence on the dark web. At the same time, Maddie was back at her desk reading about UI and logarithms on the dark web also. This led to Caspian finding Maddie, who then messaged her on related topic. Maddie then asks for help another to help find out who was using her dad's for some research. During did process, Ellen walked in to see Maddie on the same case they talked about. Ellen was angry to see her daughter disobey her. She then seized Maddie's laptop for trying to ask for help on the dark web and also talking to another stranger. Little did Caspian know that he was being watched by logarithms all this time as Maddie was asking for help. As Ellen was heartbroken due to the situation of both her daughter and husband, she went ahead to talk to Gage about the situation to feel better, who was currently her boyfriend since David's died. In the next scene, we were introduced to another man called Chanda in a meeting talking about introducing UI to humanity, the way UI will transform business, and there will be freedom from human error and the endless possibilities that it will bring. When the meeting finished with everything looking promising for Mr. Chanda, he was kidnapped by unknown men. At Caspian's place, during dinner, we were introduced to his dad and how abusive his nature was, but it was later shown that it was all acting and all part of the Caspian project, for he also works for Logarithm. The next day, before Maddie went to school, her laptop was given to her, for it was what they use in class. This made her have the opportunity to go to the dark web again, where she met a guy named Cody. As Maddie continues her class, she was on the dark web in search for help on her father's issue. As of that time, one of the girls, Samara, noticed she was on her laptop all day in class. She guessed Maddie must be the person who hacked their phone and stirred up trouble between them. Her mother, Ellen, not feeling comfortable enough leaving Maddie with her laptop, then decides to go back to the school to check up on Maddie. During the break, as Maddie tries to continue to chat with the person formed the dark web, which was Cody, She was faced by Samara, who threatened her for causing a fight among them. Suddenly, Maddie's mom, Ellen, came into the fight that was about to start, stopping Samara from hitting her daughter, saying she will deal with her badly, and she will gladly suffer the consequences. Back at Logarithm, there was a sudden massive DDoS attack going on. A distributed denial of service. A cyber attack where the attacker floods an internet server with lots of traffic, forcing the online service to go offline. Click the subscribe button to get notified as we cover the entire story.